Welcome back everyone to the first episode of 2022, and in today's video we'll be looking at another pair of Oxfords from Septieme Largeur. Coming up. My friends, I hope everything has been going well for you for the new year, and I hope to bring you much more content, with love, happiness, elegance, and of course a lot of shoes. And that's exactly how we're gonna kickstart our 2022 with another review that I've been holding on for a while due to the holidays. Specifically, I will be looking at the Joffre Adelaide Oxford by Septieme Largeur, which has already featured in the channel before. And transparency, they sent me this pair for my review and my showcase, and there is no monetary compensation of any kind or no links at all. But if you remember from my previous video, which was the Septieme Largeur Ernest, and it was my first and only pair of yacht pours, and in fact it was in a really bold green emerald patina. This time I decided that, maybe I should go a little bit more conservative. And then I lied to myself because I cannot do conservative. I have way too many shoes. And that is the beauty of patina. The fact that you can take an ordinary model and just put such a little twist that every pair of shoes that you subsequently get is different. For example, this could be just another Brown Oxford, right? I don't have any Adelaides in my collection other than my Antonio Mecariello, which is navy. So I ended up getting a brown color shoe, but why not put a small twist to it when I have such a big collection, right? So this particular one, the M098 Patina, spoke to me, and I thought it would be great and match pretty much everything I have in my closet, including light gray, navy, and everything we will talk about later. So now that we've talked about most of the things, I will of course do the close-up where we're going to talk about details and the patina itself, how does it feel, and afterwards we will have a nice discussion where we're going to talk about pricing, availability, turnaround times, and maybe general tips about sizing or selection. All right, so I hope you are as excited as I am, and let's get going. All right, let's begin the close-up. I will show you very quickly how the box looks. Here is the other view as well. It's a nice silver cardboard box with a sliding door, and as you can see, all the details are here, including my name, which is a nice touch. And I really like this thing here, that it's just sliding, so you can just grab it wherever you have it in storage and just open it up. And inside you get two shoe bags, which are quite large actually, and they can fit also a pair of boots in case you want them to. It has a nice maroon sort of plum color. It's really enjoyable and unique, and the logo of Septieme Largeur. And they're very robust, very, very strong, very nice. The box is quite small compared to the other one from the yacht pours, which was much larger, but it still fits the shoes very, very well and nice and snug. You also get a pair of extra spare shoelaces, always a nice touch. And what else? You get a similarly, colored cloth that goes in between and helps your shoes to, be protected during transport, etc. Like a separator. And they also send you this sort of like little note in a similarly colored envelope, thank you, how to take care of your shoes, and all these kind of things. I think last time they actually included a small, nice metallic shoe horn, which was not included this time, but actually I'm thankful because I have about 23 billion shoe horns right now, so I didn't need any more. And that's about the unboxing of, the actual box. So let's move on to the shoes. And onto these bad boys here. So very, very interesting shoes. Immediately you can see how, bold and different and colorful the patina work is, especially with the heavy burnishing along the seams. I think that the Adelaide Oxford is one of the best models for such heavy burnishing because it has so many different places where you can put some burnishing next to the seams, like also in the front and the broguing, and it creates a very interesting colorful palette. So you can see that the shoes, they look really nice, and this is pretty much natural light. They are indeed a little bold. This is an Adelaide Oxford, as I said. You can notice that by checking at the design here of the throat, this U throat, as we call it, is a sign, and usually it has, you know, broguing everywhere around the seams and also here on the back. And I was thinking about it and I'm like, you know what, I don't have an Adelaide Oxford anymore. I had sold one of my first Carlos Santos because it was a bit old and I wanted to refresh. And at this stage I'm looking more for, you know, double monk straps, some more Chelsea with some split toe derbies, and not Oxfords, but I did see that I was liking one Adelaide Oxford. I only had the Antonio Mecariello blue one, and this was the perfect choice, especially to try a different patina from Septieme Largeur. And that's the model. So let's take a closer look. You can see the patina, it has sort of this marbled sort of galaxy museum effect. I really like, it's very distinctive. This patina is called the M098. I will also leave it in the description and the written article so you have a reference. Of course it's quite bold, so it's not for everyone, but you can choose something more conservative. I wanted to showcase what it is possible and how different this could look. So what else is there to say? So the toe shape and the last, for example, so this is the 199, and you can see it also from the bottom that it curves enough, so it is not exactly soft square. You can see that it is borderline here, but it's still very chiseled and quite almondy. And I think that this is a good last for this particular shoe, but I would also like to see this with a bit more aggressive soft square last. I think it would look perfect for this model. Overall, when I look at it, I think the proportions are really nice, especially, you know, where the cap toe seam sits. It's not too far away, it's not too close. There's good distance here. The last overall doesn't feel flat, which is great. Overall, the quality of the leather feels good. There is a bit more of a, how do you say it, like a layer of coating here, which feels a little too smooth, but I think this is because, as you can see, these are shining really much, right? You can see how the light reflects, and I think it's just that they've waxed them in the factory or during the finishing of the patina, as you can see also here. And what else is there to say? When I look at them, there's nothing that really triggers my OCD. So the cap toe seems to be straight. It's a bit asymmetric, but it is straight. Overall, nice shape, good laces. It feels like a robust shoe to hold. There are quite structure along the edges here. And very interestingly, this has 6 eyelets. It's not something usually I go for. And the last 6 eyelet shoe that I looked at was a pair of Aled Netmons and one really horrific shoe from Crockett & Jones. Overall, the bottom as well, and you can see that there are some hand-painted nuances here. This is not a defect and I actually welcome them. There are some tags on the front. This sole, as you can see, has a closed channel stitching, which is done expertly for the price, and it has wood pegging on the waist, which is quite a more unique old traditional construction that you don't see often. I've seen St. Crispin's and Passus from Hungary do that. Also, the finishing is done in sort of this, you know, lines or stripes, call them whatever you want, in sort of like a wooden patina, and something similar I noticed when I was reviewing Norman Villalta, although in a different color. What else to say? Overall, good shape. The welt, the stitching, quite tight and nice. Overall, it looks like a good shoe. We will see how it holds up, but stitching, broguing, everything looks to be in order. And as you can see, it's a really pretty shoe, right? Like from each angle, from the profile here. Back seam really clean as well. It has a different side panels instead of having a really huge back seam. And is there anything more? I mean, let's take a look inside. So inside, you know, half sock liner, half insole, of course, some, you know, paper stuff to hold on if you don't get shoe trees. I can see everything, the stitching and the trimming is quite nice, especially for the price point. There are a few details here and there, like, you know, your sizing and everything here. I cannot show you, unfortunately. Everything looks to be glued good inside. The tongue is okay. Just like last time, you can probably notice a bit of color from the dye somewhere inside the lining, a bit of a handmade nuance or hand painting nuance. If you're a really incredible perfectionist, you should probably stay away from patina shoes for this reason, or well, lower end. But I really welcome it. It reminds me that someone actually put some effort and painted this by hand. And it's quite a light shoe, especially for a Goodyear welt. I mean, it's not Blake. It's quite lightweight. I can hold it with one hand quite easily. So that's nice. It felt good on the feet as well. And since we're at it, let's finish up by looking at the shoe trees. This time I asked for some shoe trees. I'm pretty happy I did, actually. So these are just regular cedar ones, I think. From what I see on the bottom, it says 43, so they apparently run a little smaller or can fit more sizes due to the spring here. They are heavy. They're not travel light, but they are a bit better than the average ones that you will get on just a shop or Amazon. It has a spring mechanism that is a bit higher quality and much more robust. This works really well as well. It has also a silver handle to grip it. I mean, it's not ideal, but it is definitely better than those little balls that you just can't grip. Overall, for the price, I'm not sure, it was 35 euros that you can get them on the shop separately. It's a very good deal, and I definitely recommend them. And as you can see, it's really easy to slip in and out, and that's good. So they do fit well. And that concludes our close-up for the Septieme Largeur Joffre. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will finish up by discussing sizing, availability, and me sharing my thoughts. And that concludes our review close-up of the Septieme Largeur Joffre in this beautiful sort of marbled, mottled brown patina. It looks really good, and you will get a lot of compliments, or at least a topic of discussion if you're wearing such a shoe. This is really uncommon to just, you know, see in the wild, and that's also what makes it special. And one of the amazing things about such colors is its versatility. If you're not sure what to wear, what color shoes to wear or buy, unless you're wearing exclusively like black or dark charcoal, then brown and dark brown is probably the safest choice. Even for light grays, navies, beige, tan, and different colors, right? And that should be the backbone of your wardrobe, at least in the beginning. Black, navy, brown, those kind of colors. And the shoe itself is very interesting when it comes to the design, because usually, unless you're looking at maybe some American models, you will see only 5 eyelets, for example, and not usually 6. And I tend to find that the 6 ones are a bit aesthetically not so pleasing, but I think that they have stricken a really nice, well-proportionate balance with this one. I think it's mostly due to the last, however. Enough of me boring you with these kind of things. Let's talk about what really matters right now. First of all, this particular model in Europe at least should cost you about $395 US for my American audience, and that includes VAT. So what's that? 320 325, 340 euros, around that. And that is part of the Patina program that also includes the Patina in the price. For outside the EU, you would be looking at, VAT excluded, which should be around $320, 330 maybe. It's geolocation sensitive, so I cannot see it by myself. But in any case, for a price between 300 and 400 US dollars, I feel that these particular shoes represent very good value for what you get. Overall, you get good leather, you get a nice construction, hopefully a good fit, a very nice sole with a more traditional method that you usually see in very specific brands, such as St. Crispin's or Passus, for example. It's a nice change and it's durable. They do a really good job finishing them. And availability is very specific. You have to go through their own channel on their website. As far as I know, they do have a couple of different retail stores in different parts of the world, for example, Asia. But most of the things that you would do is through the stores in Paris online or the few physical boutiques that they have there. And if you end up in Paris, I really recommend you give them a try or give them a tour, at least get your sizing right. And speaking about sizing, how did this go? Very important question. So this last, which is the 199, I was talking with the co-founder, Mathieu, and we discussed my sizing. He knows my sizing pretty well, and my previous shoe from them was the Ernest in the 174 last, which I would say it runs a bit more true to size. And he recommended that I take half a size up because these tends to be a little more narrow center areas. And to be fair, I'm glad he recommended that because he was right. I think that unless you have a pretty narrow foot, could be like a B or a C width for the Americans, that only then you should take your true to size. But for me, it was the same as say my Antonio Macariello, my Stefano Bemmer, my Mario Bemmer, and those last that tend to fit a bit narrower. And that was really true for this one. I feel that I could really squeeze myself in half a size less, but after a while I would certainly have problems around maybe the instep and the widest point, mostly where my little toe resides. The toe space is good. I think that the instep when sizing half a size up is just right. There's not too much pressure. I don't get heel slip, but it also helps that I'm wearing over the calf shocks. And if there was a little extra space, honestly, I would just use some tongue pads under the tongue here to adjust the fit, or maybe a small insole. But for me, particular, this model and this last fits quite well. And I also think that it's part because even if it's an Oxford, it has 6 eyelets and it allows a bit more wiggle room for me at the top. Very nice. It fits pretty good. I would say it fit me a little better than the Ernest even. Which I wear quite often. And that's about it, about fit, availability and pricing. Now, do I have some criticism or something to say? Honestly, these shoes are not for everyone. You can see that, this such a patina, it's quite bold even as a dark brown, so it's not for everyone. But this is the beauty of it. You can request a very conservative dark brown, or you can get the regular calf, like the chocolate brown or the black one, and you have a nice classic shoe there. I think that the shape is pretty good. It is not too pointy, but it's also not round. It's quite soft. It's not square. It has a nice profile. I think that this can be a very nice shoe in a more conservative color for most of you, and a very exciting shoe for those that look a bit more unique and extra in your wardrobe, like me. One of the things also that I was, not worried about, but I was really thinking about was that the leather felt, especially right here, it felt not plasticky, but it felt like really smooth. If you think of patent leather maybe, or just running your finger on maybe glass. And I had an idea of what was the issue with that, well, not the issue, what was going on with that. So I reached out to Mathieu and he confirmed my suspicions. Maybe I already mentioned that. But because this color has multiple layers of coloring, you know, you see the dark brown, you see the lighter brown, and one over the other, there is a lot of wax involved. So in the beginning, as the leather is saturated and everything, it will create a bit more of a glossy feeling, and it will look pretty good, especially if you put a mirror shine on the toe. So very well. And if I compare to how my Septieme Largeur Ernest has aged, the leather should also age very well. I think I've worn those shoes about 20-25 times so far, including this week, and it has aged graciously. So I fully expect the same with these. And that's pretty much the conclusion. I would say that if you're on the market for something either a bit bolder or just a good pair of conservative shoes with a more European modern flair, at the $300 to $400 market, I don't think you can go wrong with Septieme Largeur. It is a very competitive range with a lot of great brands that you can choose from. But maybe for your next pair, why not choose something different? Different, but good. So I would definitely recommend this brand to you to at least try them out, to at least check them out. And there's also the written review, which is very in-depth. On my blog, which I will leave in the description. Most importantly, I want to hear your comments about the brand, about my choice, about the color, of course about the videos, and who knows, even my outfit. And there's a lot more content to come. This year is going to be amazing, so expect variety and hopefully amazement, happy moments, and who knows what else. Let's find out. And if you're new to the channel or you haven't yet, I will really appreciate it if you leave a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe, and press the notification button so you don't miss a thing. As we are approaching 2,000 subscribers, I might as well do a live stream where you can ask your questions in real time. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Voice your thoughts, good, bad, and stay tuned for the first dad joke of the year. New year, new memes, so why should you put your calendar in the freezer? Well, to start off the new year in a cool way. Happy 2022, my friends. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.